Kaleidoscope, a weekly public affairs program brought to you in partnership with the Urban League of Greater Cleveland, Kaleidoscope Magazine, and News Channel 5.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the broadcast today. You know, the annual Toys for Tots campaign is now underway. Bill Doherty of Bill Doherty Kia and U.S. Marine Corps Staff Sergeant Jonathan Vasquez will tell us about how you can help make this a great holiday season for local children through the Toys for Tots. Then the president of the Better Business Bureau, Greater Cleveland, David Weiss, will be here to explain how to avoid becoming a victim of investment fraud. Later on the broadcast after that, the president of the Great Lakes Science Center, Dr. Kirsten Ellenbogen, will tell us about a great science academy for local students. Good morning again. I'm Leon Bibb. This is Kaleidoscope. And so we begin with Bill Doherty and Staff Sergeant Jonathan Vasquez, Bill Doherty of Bill Doherty Kia, and Sergeant Vasquez of the 3rd Battalion, 25th Marines out in Brook Park. Good to have you both with us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
It's that time of the year, Bill Doherty, for Toys for Tots. And here you are. Refresh our minds on what Toys for Tots is.
Well, the Toys for Tots program has certainly been around a lot longer than I have, and for good reason. It's a program that the Marines put on, and I'm sure Sergeant Vasquez could expand even more. But we collect new toys, unwrapped, unused toys that are given out to the people that aren't so fortunate. And there are drop zones all around Northeast Ohio, specifically at all your regional Kia, local Kia dealers.
And this is so Santa Claus does not forget anybody.
That's exactly right.
That's how we have to look at it.
And it's a great cause.
It's been around for decades. Oh, 60 years, maybe longer.
I think a little longer.
Longer than that. Sergeant Jonathan Vasquez of the 3rd Battalion, 25th Marines. First off, thank you for your service and thank that unit. That unit certainly has seen a great deal of action in recent years, and we are deeply appreciative of your service to our nation. Tell us about the Marines' participation in this. That's a yearly thing too.
Yes, sir. It's been going on since 1947. And we at 325 support Cuyahoga County in particular. Last year alone, we raised over 100,000 toys and well over $90,000 worth of donations. So it's a pretty incredible program, and we're always happy to be a part of it.
And you always tell people, now bring us something that's already been wrapped. Bring us a new toy.
Yes.
Don't bring us something that you've been kicking around your house for the last 20 years and trying to get rid of.
Yes, sir. We like to get new, unused toys for you know, less fortunate families to be able to give to their kids on the Christmas holiday.
Where can we drop these toys off, Bill Doherty?
Well, Kia has been partnered with Toys for Tots now for a number of years. Certainly you could drop any unused, unwrapped toys off at Bill Doherty Kia in Medina or any of the other local Kia dealers in Northeast Ohio, and there's plenty of them around.
I think there are about 12 of you, 12 of you guys who sell Kias.
There are Helene Kia, Menor Kia, Spitzer Kia in Cleveland. If you go to your local websites, you'll find them no problem.
And you don't have to do this. I mean, you're involved in this, and Kia does not have to do this. But you're making a commitment, aren't you?
Yeah, I certainly think you have civic duties as a business owner to help the communities in which you work in, and you know, folks in the community support their local businesses, and it's time to give back, and the holidays are a great time of year to do that, and so are Toys for Tots.
Staff Sergeant Vasquez, what kind of toys are we looking for? What plays well with the kids today?
Oh boy. Well, I mean, we've had everything donated from Xboxes down to small little trinkets that kids can play with, little handheld, you know, MP3 players.
All kinds of things.
All kinds of toys, really. We're not looking for anything in particular. Just as much support as we can get. You know, and we're grateful for any kind of donations that we receive, really. And the
Marine Corps, as we said, has long been involved in this Toys for Tots campaign, probably ever since the very beginning,
since
all the way back
1947.
Since 1947. And certainly that is a commitment. Could you say that the overall philosophy is for you don't want Santa Claus to forget any of these youngsters, youngsters whose parents may not be able to afford a toy?
Exactly, that's the case. You see it every year, you know, with families that are less fortunate that, you know, their kids may not be able to wake up with toys under the tree. And the fact that we're able to help these families, give Christmas to their kids, it's such an amazing feeling. You know, seeing the kids' faces every year when you help them out, it's an amazing feeling.
I want to put a website on the bottom of the screen here where you can find locations to donate these toys. Newsnet5.com. We're very much involved in it here at Channel 5 and at Newsnet5.com. Newsnet5.com/toys4tots. That'll get you all of the locations, including Bill Doherty's location.
Sure will.
They're in Medina. Sometimes Santa Claus does not come in a sleigh. Sometimes he comes in a Kia, loaded with toys for kids.
Not a bad thing, is it?
Not a bad thing at all. You've been involved in this, and we really want to make the Northern Ohio Kia retailers. We really want to thank all of them, all of you guys for what you do, and certainly want to thank all of the Marine Corps for what you've done on this national. This is a national campaign. What's been the big challenges? Have any challenges that you're facing right now with this?
Well, there's challenges every year. This is my third year doing it. The biggest challenge, to be completely honest, is managing all of the support that we've gotten. Every year it seems like there are more and more people willing to set up drop sites, donate money, donate toys, and we're pretty limited in our personnel, so that's the biggest challenge. So if anything, I would say, you know, if people want to help, they can come volunteer. Just go to toysfortots.org, look up the Cuyahoga County individual website, and they can volunteer through there.
Toysfortots.org, and I bet they'll even take money too. Probably most organizations will take money, and the Toys for Tots organization will go out and make the purchases as well.
Yes, sir.
For those who may not be know exactly what to buy for a kid. But
yes,
we
sir.
thank you for being on the broadcast. Once again, you can go to newsnet5.com/toysfortots, get everything, all the information we're talking about, and see where Bill Doherty's location is. Where is your location? Why don't you're here? Why don't you give a little spot?
Well, we're at the intersection of I-71 and Route 18 in beautiful Medina.
And that's a good spot to donate, make your donation, or the other Kia dealers throughout Northeast Ohio. Thank you very much.
Right, thank you.
Semper Fi.
Semper Fi, sir.
Always faithful.
Yes, sir.
To the Marine Corps, and always faithful for Toys for Tots. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Appreciate it on the broadcast.
Thank you.
Going to take a break right now. In a moment, we'll be back. We'll talk about how to avoid investment fraud after this. Welcome back to more of Kaleidoscope. Good to have you with us today. The president of the Better Business Bureau, Greater Cleveland, David Weiss, is here to talk about investment scams and how to protect yourself. He'll also explain what to look for and what to do if you have been a victim of scams. Let's, David, good to have you with us.
It's always great to see you.
Always good to see you, my friend. First off, what are the services provided by the Better Business Bureau?
Well, the services that are most well known to consumers, of course, are that we do help them resolve disputes with businesses. But I think the most important service we offer is to help consumers choose trustworthy businesses and worthwhile charities. So we issue BBB business reviews on about 20,000 businesses in our area. It doesn't matter whether they support us financially. We report on all businesses that people are asking us about. And we have some tremendous new content in our BBB business reviews that folks may not be aware of. They can post and read customer reviews. They can read details, text of complaints filed with the Better Business Bureau, as well as responses from those businesses, which are very valuable. I think we're not your father's BBB.
Yeah,
anymore.
well, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. It's always good to know that. I look for that B there, that Better Business Bureau stamp, to make sure that you've checked out some of these companies.
We appreciate the fact that there are companies that support us financially, but in order to do that, they must meet our accreditation standards and maintain them, and we watch them very closely.
This is important because there are unscrupulous people out there who will try to get their hand in your pocket if they can and pull out a fistful of dollars if they can, through scams and schemes and illegal stuff.
Right. I know working at the Better Business Bureau is something that will, I guess there will always be a Better Business Bureau, and I'll always have a job as long as I want one, because folks are, there's always going to be the seed of greed in our society. That
what are the signs we should look for?
Well, for investment fraud, the first thing you want to look for is a guaranteed return, or a high rate of return, or a very consistent return, despite the fact that the markets are going up and down. You don't want to. And anyone who says that they're going to make you immediately rich, get rich quick, or that you have to get in right now to this investment.
You must act now.
You must act now. You have to be able to recognize the warning signs, and the warning signs are guaranteed returns, unwillingness to share information about the investment. Oh, this is really a very complicated investment, and I could never explain it to you. Some great minds have put this together.
Yeah.
Well, if you can't understand the investment, and if you don't have paperwork, prospectuses to support it, you need to walk.
Yeah. We talk about Ponzi schemes out there.
Right.
What's a Ponzi scheme?
That's what most of them are. It's simply offering a fabulous investment opportunity and using paying returns to the early investors using the money of the later investors, and the early investors crow about it. Oh my goodness, Mr. Madoff has been paying 15% every year. Wow, I've got to get into that. And eventually it has to blow up because you run out of investors whose monies you can steal
being handed
to pay
around,
the original people.
Somebody is going to get, it's like musical chairs.
Right, well,
somebody loses a chair.
It's based on bogus financial statements that the wealth is not there.
What do we do if somebody tries to contact us? What can the Better Business Bureau Greater Cleveland do for us?
Well, the first thing you can do is you can call and check, determine if we have a BBB business review on the company, to determine if there have been any past problems with the company, any licensing issues that we're aware of. But what you really want to do is, FINRA, the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority, we're partnering with them, and by the way, we're offering financial fraud presentations in the community to anybody who wants it. Their advice is ask and check. Ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Check out the answers to the questions, and don't be afraid to say no. Learn how to say no. Don't let your greed get the best of you in those situations.
Let me put a phone number on the screen. You can get more information on everything David's talking about. 216-241-7678, or you can go to cleveland.bbb.org. And there's some other websites we're going to give out too.
These are terrific
these are ones. Check out an investment is sec.gov/Edgar.
They'll tell you if an investment is properly registered.
And there's another one we'll put on the screen, saveandinvest.org. Saveandinvest.org.
And that'll tell you something about the broker, whether they're licensed, whether they're, because a lot of investment fraudsters like to create false credentials, and it's very easy to fake credentials.
Do you ever get calls at your home of somebody trying to get into David Weiss's pocket illegally?
Not so much anymore, but you're always getting the invitations to the investment, to the dinners and the lunches, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but an interesting statistic is that 30% of fraud victims say that they regularly attend investment seminars and luncheons. You have to be very, very careful. Just because you're getting a free meal doesn't mean you owe the broker anything.
Yeah, there is no free lunch.
Never.
Not really.
No,
not really.
Very, very rarely.
David, we appreciate you coming by. We're going to have you back periodically.
Thanks,
because this is a big problem that just keeps going round and round and round, and every week somebody is getting sucked in, and
there's always new problems to talk about as well.
But once again, it is 216-241-7678. That's a phone number, and you can contact the cleveland.bbb.org for more information on everything we're talking about. And of course, we're putting this on our website, newsnet5.com. You'll be able to look at this probably tomorrow. You'll be able to look at this entire broadcast on our website, newsnet5.com, in case you didn't get a chance to write everything down. David, good to see you, my friend.
You too, Leon.
Take care. Thank you for helping us stay on the right track. Coming up next, how one organization is helping students excel in sciences. I'm Leon Bibb. Back in a moment. You're in touch with Kaleidoscope. Great Lakes Science Center started to welcome its third class of students to the Great Science Academy in October. The president, Dr. Kirsten Ellenbogen, is here to tell us more about the academy and its curriculum. Good to have you with us, Kirsten.
Thank you, Leon.
Things are well at the Great Lakes Science Center. They're on East 9th Street in Lake Erie.
Things are terrific, actually. We opened this summer the NASA Glenn Visitor Center, the last of the galleries for that. And Titanic, the Artifact exhibition is still open through January 5th.
And Titanic, it is a wonderful exhibition. I've gone through that,
beautiful.
Done stories on that on newsnet5.com and on Channel 5. We've done wonderful stories on that. Thank you so much for your help on that. But you've got some other things that are going on at the Great Lakes Science Center. Tell me about this academy. What's going on with the academy?
Sure. So the Great Science Academy, as you said, we're starting our third year of it. And this is a terrific program that really gets to the heart of the mission of the Science Center, where what we do is we work with youth in 5th through 12th grade, so we're expanding it every year. And right now we have 5th graders, 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. And they work with us for an entire year. So they come in for an entire Saturday per month. And then they also spend an extended period of time with us in the summer. We even do an overnight with them.
We've got a photograph right here of a youngster doing something right here, and they get some hands-on stuff, huh?
Well,
some hands-on experiences.
Absolutely. This is a terrific image. This first image was actually from our fabrication lab, the Fab Lab, which is a 3D digital fabrication lab where the youth actually get to use some fabulous materials. So in this program, actually, they were using a material that looked really cool, but it was structurally unsound, and they were trying to figure out how to use things like a CNC router or laser cutters to actually work with this material.
We had another picture I want to put up too. That second picture, it looks like somebody's doing something right there at the lake shore.
Absolutely. Well, we are the Great Lakes Science Center, and we try to use our terrific North Coast Harbor location. And so in this program, this one is focused on water technology, and they're actually creating these robots that can swim around the harbor. It's really fun when they go out to launch them. It always gets a crowd every year.
So the good time is not the only boat out there. There's some other things out there that the youngsters have got doing.
Absolutely.
What do you like about this program? I mean, what was the reasoning behind you decided to do this?
So I feel so strongly about this program because when you look at the learning research on what it is that really helps someone go into a STEM career, right? Science, technology, engineering, or math. It's not how many AP classes they took in high school or whether or not they went to a highly rated college. It's actually whether or not when they were around the grades of 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, did they have a strong interest in a STEM career at that point. And so in Great Science Academy, we work with all sorts of students who come in with a strong interest in being an engineer or a scientist. And we also have students in the program who just think, well, sure, science is kind of cool, but they're not sure what they want to do. And the opportunity to really play this intensive role in their lives and really be there at the moment that is most critical for getting into that STEM career, that's a very special activity for the Science Center.
We were just looking at one of your big classes there, the picture that was taken last year. Tell me about what can students now, how did they get in the pipeline to get in this program? What's it take to get over to the Great Lakes Science Center and get involved in the Science Academy?
Well, it's easy. If you go to greatscience.com, which I'm sure you'll flash up there at some point, that really it's a simple application process. We've just started the program. They've only missed one session, and we have a couple of spots available. So if you're still interested in this, you can go on greatscience.com and sign up, or feel free to call the Science Center and we'll connect you to the right person.
Greatscience.com, we've got that on the screen right there, or you can make a phone call to 694-2000. But certainly if you've got a computer technology, go to greatscience.com. They'll get a real good picture of what it is that you're doing there. Years ago when I was in school, somebody said we've got to get our kids studying more science. And it began to happen when I was in elementary school and junior high school. We started studying more science, and it had an impact on the entire nation. We had more kids growing up becoming scientists. You are taking the same kind of approach, aren't you? Isn't that your philosophy?
Absolutely. We're here to make science, technology, engineering, and math come alive. But that ranges from everything from workforce development, where we really do believe we play this very special and significant role of sparking an interest at those critical ages, as well as up through working with adult programs. So it's a wide range of programming that we're offering. And for some people, all we're doing is making sure that they stay interested in science, or that they feel empowered to really ask good questions about the science and technology in their everyday life.
And in our final 30 seconds, all kids got to do, or adults have to do, is go to the Great Lakes Science Center, and they will be pulled into this world of science, won't they? Because that's what what you do at the Great Lakes Science Center.
Absolutely, and I should add that we do have full scholarships available for this program thanks to our generous sponsors.
Oh, well, thank you so much for telling us all about it. Kirsten Ellenbogen, Dr. Kirsten Ellenbogen is president of the Great Lakes Science Center. It's located at East 9th Street and Lake Erie. Go to East 9th Street where it stops, and you'll see the Great Lakes Science Center right next to Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Exactly.
Thank you, Kirsten, for being on the broadcast.
Thank you, Leon.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Good to have you with us. Taking a break right now. In a moment, the Morning Exchange segment with Marcia Maccabee of the Urban League of Greater Cleveland after this. The Morning Exchange segment of Kaleidoscope means Marcia Maccabee of the Urban League of Greater Cleveland, always with something on her mind to say. Hey, Marcia.
Hey, Leon. How are you this morning?
I'm just fine, and I know you're doing well.
Good. I'm doing well, doing well. You know, we've had a couple of exciting weeks here in the last few weeks with our Equal Opportunity Day luncheon that went off recently. And one of the things that's so important that came out of that is the Urban League's positioning now. You know, we've been a strong service provider in the community around youth programs over the last 20 or so years, but now we're also beginning to focus on really being a strong advocate for really equity in education and excellence in education.
What do you mean equity in education?
Equity. It means that the playing field is leveled for all of our students, and that students in the urban centers and in some of our poorest performing school districts have a chance to improve and have improved services for their success. Additionally, excellence in education, that they get the same kind of teaching methods, the same kind of opportunities that students in more affluent districts get.
Every kid in the United States should get a quality education at the same level, rural, city, urban, suburban, wherever, California, Ohio, New York, whatever.
That's exactly right. And there's some things coming with the state standards that are coming that are going to be Ohio's learning standards that are going to help to level that playing field so that all students, no matter where they are, as you just talked about, get the same kind of education. So we're going to be talking about all of that going forward.
Now, the Urban League pushes for this. I mean, you are pushing, you are pressing the legislature and governors and others involved for this in our final 20 seconds. The push continues, right?
And we're meeting down in Columbus. I'm spending a lot of time in Columbus these days and all over the state trying to make sure that we get this message out.
Okay, well, we're helping do what we can here on Kaleidoscope. Your voice has just been heard in 19 Northeast Ohio counties.
All right.
All right.
Very good.
Take care, everybody. Be well.
Bye-bye.
Kaleidoscope, a weekly public affairs program brought to you in partnership with the Urban League of Greater Cleveland, Kaleidoscope Magazine, and News Channel 5.